Peace and bright blessings, guys. It's the Queen of Spades. Want to call upon my light ancestors, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, and the deities that surround me in my life on a daily basis, whether at home or abroad. And I would like them to surround us in this space so that it's safe for all of us to unwind and get comfortable and let's chat. Let's talk. So, my part one was about, my beginning stages into the thoughts and um, the research and the observation of monogamous relationships, but also polyamorous relationships. And for me, I did not see many examples of uh, good polyamorous situations. I didn't even know that polyamory existed. To be honest, I only thought that there was polygamy and polyandry. But later on, I found out that polyamory exists as well. And basically, that's when um, two people, they're in a relationship together, but they have either other loves or other husbands and wives as well, or other girlfriends and boyfriends, and it's established and agreed upon by those two initial people that are in a relationship together to, first and foremost agree to, open up the marriage to begin with. um there are some examples of um polygamous or polyandrous or polyamorous relationships out there, but you would just have to find them. And I'm not here to tell anybody to, be in a certain type of relationship status or not. You do you. You go with whatever makes you feel, best, or whatever, is best for you, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. But this is my story, and this is how I came into the knowledge of, monogamy, polyandry, polygamy, and polyamory. And I'm sure there's many other types of relationships out there as well. But I did experience monogamy for many years. And now I consider myself polyamorous. I don't feel that it has to go one way or the other. I don't feel like it has to be just multiple women to one man, and I don't feel like it has to be just multiple men to one woman. I feel like it can be whatever feels best for each individual. And so at some point, I started on this journey of, researching and reading up on it and different things of that nature. And I started, you know, talking to this person who actually, in this, community started telling me about it. And, I'd ask questions here and there and they would answer my questions. And basically, at some point, he decided that it would bring me into or assist me with walking into the lifestyle. And I think that at some point, I did meet, actually, maybe like the second time I saw him, I did meet his wife and his children and her other husband and, different things like that. So this was like all very new to me. And it was scary as hell, because I have no reference point. I had no reference point for it at the time. And I didn't know what to expect out of it. I didn't know what would become out of any of it. Um, but yeah, everything seemed to go okay until basically, I found out that the wife had issues previously with, um, like another woman that this person dealt with. And, basically she ended up getting into a physical altercation with this person. And, then at some point, the person stopped coming around, whatever the case may be. So I had learned of this previously, and I would, see little things here and there where, um, it pointed to the fact that she could be very dominant over, an entire situation. And I've seen women have to do it. I myself have had to do it, not necessarily in relationships, but just overall, like just like the woman naturally like overlooks, oversees, double checks, and you know cross checks any and everything just to make sure everything is going smoothly in her family lifestyle. Well, you know, for me, I'm not one to come into a situation like just busting at the seams, just, you know, naturally my presence is felt, but at the same time, I'm very careful to be respectful of, the other partners that may be involved in the relationship and the connection. And even though for me, they may or may not have any dealings with me personally, that's fine. There still should be a level of respect there because they're another woman just like I'm a woman. And, there should be respect and kindness and loyalty and commitment and love between the woman and the man as well, between the man and all of his partners, and between the woman and all of her partners. As long as that foundation stands, mm, heritage, long as that foundation stands in any relationship, whether it's monogamous or polygamous or polyandrous or polyamorous, as long as those basic things stand, I don't see where it could be like a major, problem in any situation. So, she actually met me. She seemed very nice. She, offered, to give me something to drink, and she seemed, very nice. But then I found out later that, there was a talk, and she felt like I wasn't a perfect fit for her family, her husband, um, and, their situation, overall. She felt like I wasn't a perfect fit. She felt when I did divination on the situation, I found out actually that it was way more than just her not feeling like I'm a perfect fit for, her family. I found out that, basically it was a situation of jealousy and envy. And it was a situation of her feeling insecure within herself to not be able to hold space or share space with, a goddess like myself. And I'm not even being, totally and completely cocky and conceited. But at the same time, that's what it is. I'm goddess. So it would only it would take another goddess that's secure within herself to be able to handle another goddess, or to be able to understand, even to be able to even begin to understand, a goddess like myself. um and I found that, maybe because she was a little older, that you know, maybe she felt like, I don't know, maybe she felt like I was going to take her place or something, which was never my intentions. Um, and see, this is where talks need to be had, communication. If you're going to get into situations like this, it's very important for everybody to be on the same page. That way, nobody's able to, misconceive or misjudge, the situation. It can all be out on the table and then everybody's clear. But everybody doesn't think like that. I'd be willing to do things like that, but everybody doesn't think like that. So, which is cool. At some point, and me and the guy, we just like he didn't really reach out to me. I didn't really reach out to him, and it was just a situation where it just kind of like just kind of like stopped. And I'm not ever one to chase, because I am the chased. But, for me, it was just like, I just accepted that, this was a situation that, wouldn't be so easy to, handle or move through if all parties are not on deck. If all parties are not on deck, then, I mean, it just really makes no sense to create a bunch of chaos and confusion for yourself. Um, but knowing him put me into a position where I was able to meet a community of people who practice the same lifestyle. And in that community of people, probably um, maybe like some months later, like I was looking to get into like uh, um, investments and um, stocks and things like that. And so I happened to meet this other person, and we're talking. He's giving me all this great valuable information. And for me, the way that my mind works is when I receive valuable information, like I never let it go. I don't care how many years go by, I never let it go. And I end up using that knowledge, that information to my benefit. And I end up using that knowledge and that information to assist others in becoming better in their lives as well. So even now today, like when I coach, I don't just coach one type of person. It's people that are lesbian. There are people that, men that are gay. There are, women that are single or married. There are people that are in monogamous relationships, and then there's people that are practicing poly lifestyles as well. So I never really leave it to just one group of people because I've been through, experiencing monogamy and polyamory, situationships. And so, therefore, because of my experience and my observation and the knowledge that I've gained about it over time, over the course of years, I'm able to assist other people in either, moving through their monogamous relationships, depending on, what it is they need assistance with between them and their partner. I'm able to equip them with the tools that they need to be able to move through problems and situations in their relationships. And I'm also able to, assist people who are in poly type relationships or lifestyles where they have multiple partners. I'm able to assist them too. Um, so, with my life coaching, relationships is one of the types of coaching um, that I have, but there's several others. There's coaching for love and relationships of all kinds. There is matrimonial coaching. There's group coaching. There's um, what is it? Oh, boss up coaching or consultation. Um, teach you how to be an entrepreneur. And then there's um, the Ace of Cups Creatrix consultation, which is step one before the rich bitch consultation, which gets you where you're trying to go. If you're trying to attract someone into your life who's wealthy and who's stabilized on all levels, you don't have to worry about if this person will treat you kind or if they will have respect for you or your children or different things like that. Then that's the type of consultation that you want to receive for that. And the Ace of Cups Creatrix consultation is basically the part one to the Rich Bitch consultation and course. So I'm not going to get into them any more than that right now, but I felt the need to bring them up because we are talking about different types of relationships. Um, But yeah, so in my course of learning more and more about, you know, polyamorous relationships, basically for me, I experienced, being with this person, um, you know, after the first person, I experienced being with that second person, and just basically talking with them, you know, um, long distance. We live in two different parts of this country. And so mostly we were talking and, video chatting and things like that. And basically, I asked probing questions, I asked very penetrating questions. And I allow for questions to be asked to me too. If you're talking to someone, when you're talking to someone new, you go through kind of like this courting phase where, they're asking you questions and trying to get to know you, and you're asking them questions and trying to get to know them. And it's just, something that's kind of like understood. So we were talking for about a year, and there were some different little things in the mix of, us talking. From the beginning, it seemed so beautiful. um it was beautiful, actually. The energy between us was like unbelievable. Probably not an energy I've ever experienced before. I've experienced some pretty intense energy in relationships up to now, but this was a whole nother ball game. And I would notice little things like the hot and cold, he's there and then he's gone for days, months at a time. And the funny thing is, I thought that all the game playing stopped in monogamous relationships. I thought that's where it was at because, there's cheating with monogamy. You only got that one partner and you're supposed to stay, truthful and faithful to that one partner. So monogamy, there's cheating, but in polyamory, what I've come to know is that there's no need to cheat because everybody's completely open, honest, and authentic. And so if I'm talking to you and I'm courting you, and it's established with the both of us that, this is a courtship. We're taking each other to court so that we can get to know each other better, to decide if we even want to be in a relationship with each other or not. That's what this is about. So it was like, the disappearing acts, different things like that. It was like red flags for me. But even though it was a red flag for me, I still didn't understand what the issue is, because I'm like, it's not like we're in a monogamous situation and he has multiple partners and they all know about each other. Then what's the issue? What's the problem? So what I like to do is, in relationships, if I don't know what's going on, like I just get really quiet and I start observing. I start, really just taking a seat back and paying attention to these types of things. And, basically my mind does this thing where it picks up on like patterned behavior very easily. And I start watching these things, and, if the excuses start getting crazier and crazier and you have no real, reasoning for what you're doing, for why you're doing what you're doing. And, it's just, it makes no sense to me. Then what I ultimately end up doing is finding a way to make my exit, because clearly, there's an issue and I may not understand totally and completely what it is. And I don't really need to. When I see the issue for what it is, then I start to make moves. And, for me, it was a situation where, all the other women, supposedly, I still don't know to this day, but you say that all the other women knew about me and, this, that, and the other. And in this situation, this wasn't really an issue with the women because they never really reached out to me or communicated with me. Maybe they were, trying to see who I am and, trying to pick up on my personality to see if that was the right thing to even do, or whatever the case may be. But I was always open to a conversation with them. I had no problems with it because as far as I understood, like, we're in a polyamorous situation where this is our man, and then we also have other partners, so um the way that I handle my polyamory lifestyle is a lot like how I handle my monogamous lifestyle, in the sense that when I'm with someone, I'm with them, and basically, like, I have love and feminine energy for all of my partners, and I have so much love to give. Like, it's like a wellspring. Like, I'll never run out of it. I feel like, with me, being introduced to poly at, a young age, at least one of the polys, and then me going forth after that and researching poly and what it's all about, like, that basically, opened me up to, being open to explore it and try it out for myself. And the way that like I said, the way that I handle my poly is a lot like how I handled my monogamous relationships, which is with love, care, respect, concern. Um, it's a union and it's a sacred connection. And so I treat it with love, respect, like I expect nothing less of that coming back towards me. And just like when I was in monogamous relationships, if I'm loving you and I'm caring for you and I'm being there for you, being supportive of you, encouraging you to go after your goals, and, you're maintaining, the family dynamic, financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, morally, physically. Like, if you're doing that and we're doing this for each other, like, then we shouldn't have any issues or any problems. But if I am the only one at the end of the day who is concerned with, being this for you or doing this, being this type of partner for you, and I'm feeling like, you know, I'm not really getting back what I'm giving to you, well, then that's an automatic problem for me. Because for me, like, love is about receiving and giving. Like, it's like a circle, you know? Actually, it's like the number eight, because that symbol has been following me for years. The number eight, when you turn it sideways, it's the infinity symbol. And basically, it represents to me like infinite blessings, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite abundance, infinite flow of everything that you desire. And so sometimes when I do workings for myself and my family, I will put that symbol on our candle work. So, plus eight, the number eight represents power. And so I feel like having that symbol, that number on your workings can definitely, or even if you, instead of 7 holes, you put 8 holes in the top of your candle, just being able to have that symbol somewhere around on your workings really empowers it because it is a number of power. So it increases, the intentions going out there, and it increases the power behind the outcome of the intentions as well. So, how did I get on that? How did I get back to candle work? Lord, I'm tipsy. Um, oh yeah. Okay. So back to polyamory. I felt like there was a lot of beauty in this connection. So much love, so much, you know, passion and, you know, intensity, you know, between us. And it's like, I also realized that where actual love and care and time and attention was concerned, like I'm really good at giving of those things. But then the problem is always that, you know, people to an extent think that they don't have to give it back. Like they feel like they don't have to give anything back. They feel like they're just supposed to be on the receiving end and you're just supposed to give, 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 and they're never supposed to return that. And once I start noticing things like that, like I said, I start moving accordingly. So I bring these issues up, I bring these concerns, and there were promises of it being fixed. There were promises of, you know, doing better and, you know, making more time and attention for me and things like that. And I honestly don't think that I allowed the time for this person to show me this because I mean, I had already given them a year and I felt like within that time frame, they should have been able to move, you know, like how an adult moves when they're embarking on a new relationship of love. You know, there's a certain way that adult males and females move, and this person would not or could not move that way. And so once I noticed and realized the patterns, you know, I basically chucked it up like, okay, I got to get away from this situation because this is not what I desire. And, you know, whereas I'm always open and honest with my partners, I never try to make anybody feel jealous or insecure. I never try to down, you know, partners about, you know, different things or compare them, you know. And unfortunately, these were some of the things that, you know, this person would do. They would try to incite, you know, jealousy and drama and chaos and, you know, just constant fighting and battling, you know, amongst me and the other women. And for me, I can always see past, you know, the surface. I can see past what someone's saying. I can see past what someone's doing. And so because I am a natural seer, it was something that didn't feel right about it. The constant trying to make me feel jealous, the constant, you know, trying to, you know, make me feel insecure about, you know, others. I'm like, what is this? Like, are we not in a poly situation? Like, why are you doing all this? This is not monogamy. This is poly, you know, but it just, like, everybody is just not necessarily on your level. They're not necessarily meant to, you know, rise to the occasion with you or, you know, they're just not meant to go forward with you sometimes. I do feel like this last connection was like a soulmate or what some readers would call a twin flame soulmate connection. And it's like in those types of connections, you're meant to teach, not teach, you're meant to show each other. You're kind of like a mirror to each other. And you're meant to kind of like reflect a mirror on each other and show each other what is lacking within each of you so that we can in turn inspire one another and motivate naturally one another to change and grow and fix ourselves. We're not meant to heal or fix anyone necessarily, unless it's like a service that you do or something like that, then fine. But just generally, you're not meant to, you know, walk around looking for people to heal and fix. Like, you should be able to inspire them to heal and fix themselves and grow themselves. And while I saw there was so much beauty, so much great potential there, and I learned so much from that union, I learned, you know, I learned a lot of things. Basically, we were both so connected energetically. We were both like, masculine and feminine version of a magician. And, we both, knew Tantra and experienced it. And we experienced, large amounts of times of meditation and, just being able to communicate with one another energetically. And so, grown like the energy, the energetic intensity was already there, the passion was already there. But doing tantra consistently, doing meditation together consistently, doing different money practices together consistently to bring forth even more and more money, more wealth, those things were great. Like, I'm going to carry them for the rest of my life because they were really great experiences that propelled me forward. But the parts of that person that dealt with, the lies, deception, manipulation, like, I'm not going to tolerate that. So it's like there's love there. There probably always will be love there, to be honest, because when we fall in love, it's deep. So it's like it's not a surface level type of thing. The in love part is not there, but the love and the care, like I'll always probably hold on to a little bit of that um for years to come. Like, and we don't have to continue dealing on a personal level for me to have that. But at the same time, like, these last few months have grown me so much to the point where I have experienced such a major transformation. Is crazy. I have never experienced a transformation to this extent spiritually before. And so a lot of things are being pointed out. A lot of things, a lot of downloads are coming to me. A lot of understanding is coming to me. And a lot of advice from spirit on how to move forward from, all the different situations that I've incurred throughout my life, starting from childhood. You know, um, it just, it's really beautiful to have spirit hold your hand through, you know, such things as major transformations and basically, assist you with getting through what you need to so that you could be, propelled forward into your greatness. So I'm thankful. I tell you, I'm in a state of complete gratitude because I see my growth. I see, my elevation, and it's fucking amazing. Um, but I'm gonna stop this right here, part two, and look forward to seeing part three come up. Leave any comments down below or questions. If you have any. If not, enjoy the show and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the content that I'm sharing thus far on, my channel, and even leave ideas in the comment section as to what you feel I should talk about next after this 3 or 4 part video. So I'll see you in part three. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all of the notifications of when my videos pop up. And I look forward to seeing you guys and talking with you again soon. Stay tuned for part three. Peace and bright blessings, guys.